what did you learn from Anita Hill? Because you've taken a lot of lessons and inspiration from her, and she's asked you to speak at things. You have asked her to speak at things. What would you say you've learned from her and your relationship with her?
I mean, she has been, I probably was one of those people who watched every second of her testimony at the time, and it very much shaped at the time how I thought about Clarence Thomas and how I thought about the confirmation process and how I thought about the ways in which Clarence Thomas, in his own autobiography, kind of created an enemies list of it, of all these women who are out to get him, and what it means to have lifetime tenure. And, to quote now Judge Kavanaugh, who then becomes Justice Kavanaugh, to be told you're going to reap the whirlwind for coming forward and surfacing these claims. And so I think there's a big Anita Hill shaped, shadow over how I think about everything in terms of the law. But maybe the deepest thing, and it goes back to where you started, Pete, which is she is one of those people, and different folks in this book land in different places, who's really bullish on using the law with all its failings to bring about democracy and peace and dignity and privacy. And, there are some characters in the book, Becca Heller, I'm thinking of, who essentially says, of course, the law is inherently biased for white men and property owners. It basically sucks. It's the only game in town. I'm using the master's tools to dismantle the master's house. Anita Hill is not that. She is really an institutionalist, and she is very, very committed to using the law, even with the understanding and the caveat that it has been the instrument of women's oppression and Black women's oppression, particularly in this country, for centuries. And so I think one of the things that Anita Hill does for me, and I was at an event this week in Charlottesville with my friend Amy Woolard at the ACLU, who said the same thing, is to be reading a book and have Anita Hill be the clarion voice for, no, the law has done amazing things, right? The law has done Brown v. Board. The law has done Obergefell. The law has given so much in a really compressed amount of time. And it's not perfect, but the alternative, Anita Hill says in the book, is chaos and violence. And that's unacceptable. And so for me, I think all of the women toggle back and forth between, having grievous doubts about whether the law is the thing to save us. But Anita Hill just lands squarely in the place that I think I am, which is there's no plan B. If we lose the rule of law, it's just, everybody's Yosemite Sam, boo, 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 boo. It's guns, it's vigilantism, it's power. And as I said in my chapter about Charlottesville, because I lived in Charlottesville when the Nazis and white supremacists marched, I'm a little chunky and a little slow. Like, I'm not going to be winning any ninja street battles, but I really think that what I can do and what women should do is lash themselves to the force of law and the rule of law, because I think that in shaping it and all sort of helping to bend it, as you said at the very beginning, we've had huge wins that we don't always really reckon with.